Hey everyone, Theo here. Today we're tackling Forest Ogre Crush on Ruthless difficulty. The main reason to farm this map is for the Madness Boulder Thrower, which is hands down the best weapon for Tower Boost monks. Clearing this map on Ruthless nets you 2 Madness Boulder Throwers, 2 Goblin accessories, and 1 shield per hero. That means, in total, you're going to get 8 weapons, 8 accessories, and 4 shields every run, which is a very nice haul. Alright, enough talk, let's get started. Alright, now this is a build by Waterbee. I saw it on his video and I wanted to do the same. I actually did make this video earlier, but did a few things differently and I did not like it, so I ended up redoing the entire video with a different thing. So we're going to build a single Strength Drain Aura right here. That is it. And I'm just using my Initiate to just run around and get all of the chests and get all of our mana. Alright, so we have 1 chest left, we'll get that later. We're going to swap over to our EV, and we're going to be building some physical beams and some reflect beams. So at this tree, we're going to put a 3DU physical beam and a 1DU reflect beam right in front of it. I'm going to place a 4DU buff beam right here, and then a 4DU physical beam here, and a 1DU reflect beam there. That is it for our EV. And yes, that buff beam is very close to the crystal, but nothing is ever going to get close to it. We switch over to our Hermit. We're going to drop down here and grab our last chest. Now we have all of our mana, and we're going to go ahead and build 2 web walls. They're going to be 2DU web walls, one right here, and then one in here between the scaffolding. Yeah, right there. And then we're going to build 2 seed bombs, one pointing at each of the reflect beams. Yep. And then a golem on top. Now that golem is really just there to draw aggro. That's its purpose. Bring everybody to it. The seed bombs do their thing, but at the end of the day, DSTs are what's going to be what's killing all of the mobs. So we're going to come down here. We have our adept. We're going to build a single DST pointed in that direction. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our tower boost monk. Going to get started with this wave. And I'm going to be tower boosting and dropping some mana for our adept. Now the adept is going to be building 9 total DSTs, but those DSTs are going to be pointed in 3 different directions. So I'm going to stand over here, wait till my monk has some mana, and start dropping me some mana. And once I have enough, I'll go ahead and start building the rest of these DSTs. Alright, so I'm going to build 2 more in that same direction. And I'm going to build 3 at that spawn. And I'm going to build 3, and I'm basically pointing it towards the tree. So that is 9 DSTs. So yes, 9 DSTs, 3 pointed in 3 different directions. And that is the build. That's what we're going to do. And so for this build, it is faster to run with 4 heroes in the entire time. So the very first wave, I just go with 2, I tower boost, and I build. After that, now we're going to bring in 2 additional heroes. And I'm going to keep my builder adept in this entire time. So those 2 heroes that we're bringing in are going to be a guardian summoner that has 2 huntress guardians, and my DPS monk, which has a little wizard pet. And so what we're doing is, I'm running, the wave started now, I'm running all the way down here, and I'm going to take my monk and I'm going to come over to this ledge. I'm just going to stand right here, and he will do nothing else but stand there the rest of this wave. I'm going to go ahead and move my Guardian Summoner over to my towers, and I'm going to go ahead and get my tower boost started. So basically what we're doing is, I have 2 Huntress Guardians, which are boosting the speed of all of my towers. And since I have 9 DSTs, a Golem, and 2 Seed Bombs, those Guardians are buffing all of those towers. Now if you look in the bottom right corner, you see that my monk's standing there, and you see the copter bringing in these ogres. And so that little wizard is just going to shoot down those copters so that you don't ever have to deal with those ogres during this wave, during any of the waves. Now, the reason why that's important is those are usually like the last ogres to show up. So having the monk stand down there and shoot down those ogres so they never even come up there saves so much run time at the end of the day. Like when I did not do it this way, my runs lasted a minute to a minute and a half longer than if I did it this way. So having him down there, no one's going to come down there and go after him. He's out there in La La Land, and he's doing his thing. So I went directing your attention to the top 2 boxes. Basically what I do on this run is my Adept, I just turn on, the auto upgrade, which is like, I don't have an Adept upgrader in there, but I'm using my Builder Adept to do my upgrades. Now I'm going the lazy route here. I'm basically upgrading my towers, but I'm dropping mana from my Tower Boost Monk. Now I could just not do that and just manually upgrade with my Tower Boost Monk. But that's just a lot of clicking. And so generally what I do is I will drop mana to my Adept until I'm about halfway through the mobs. And so like right now, I'm beyond half. So I'm just going to do nothing but Tower Boost now. And then I'm going to run around the map. I'm obviously a lot more active on this map. And I run around the map with my Adept and I grab mana. And I still have my upgrade, I'm upgrading tower ability on, but I run around the map and I just grab mana. The most important part of this run is to maintain tower boost. If you lose tower boost, it's going to extend your, each wave by 20 to 25 seconds. So from an efficiency perspective, the most important thing is maintaining tower boost. It's not about upgrading your towers. And so what you're going to see throughout this entire wave is I'm going to run, I'm going to tower boost, and I'm just going to stand here and upgrade, as my Tower Boost Monk has enough mana, and then I'll just run around. You obviously don't have to do this on your runs. You could just, manually upgrade like you would normally do with your Tower Boost Monk. But for me, I found it more pleasing to just press the N key on my keyboard, drop mana to my Adept, who's going to be in the map anyway, so I might as well have them do something. And so I can easily upgrade my towers without having to do anything. Now I will tell you that my AB1 stat is nothing on this Adept. So I have to be really close to those towers for them to be upgraded. So there's not a wide radius because this is my builder. I don't focus on AB1 stat on my builders at all. And my Adept also has a bunch of mana, so that, if my tower boost starts getting low, I can also drop them some mana. And so that's pretty much what I do this entire run. I run around, I grab mana, I upgrade with my Adept, and for the most part, the mobs don't worry about the Adept. They're too busy trying to get to the DSTs and to the Golem that they're not even going to go after my Adept, because my Adept is nothing special. It's just my normal builder Adept. She has no resistances whatsoever. I mean, she may have some, but it ain't like she's got the 90 resist like your normal DPS heroes would. And so this is what I do. So usually around wave 14, I've been focusing on this one path for my Tower Boost Monk, which is, that north path. I will end up moving my Tower Boost Monk after this initial run of Ogres come by, and I'll start pointing to the west. And usually I'm done upgrading all the things I need to upgrade by the end of the wave 14 or during the wave, during wave 15. But I can say that this is still a pretty quick run. I still feel it's a pretty chill run, all things considered. Now I do know that I have an okay app, but I think this can definitely be done, with the right. Look, and no one went after me. They're too busy trying to get webbed and killed to go after a little old Adept like me. And it's good to be active on this map because there's a ton of mana that just sits out there and is just waiting to be picked up out there. Alright, so that is the end of wave 14. You see we got a whole bunch of mana out here. I'll just bring it in here and let's get this wave started. Alright, tower boost is on. We're wave 15. All of our LTs, our DSTs are now upgraded, so there's just a few things left to upgrade. So nothing big, but I'm going to go ahead and start pointing to the west, because that's where a lot of mobs are going to start happening from now. So that's my focal point there. I only have probably like a Golem left to upgrade over here. and then maybe my physical beams on the north side. But that's it. That's what I do. I run around, I go exploring all the way down here. I grab some mana. Yeah, I finish my upgrades. Now see, I have everything upgraded, and we still have a full wave to go. So now my Adept's going to just be kind of, what is she going to do? Well, she'll do some mana bombs. Like, I don't know how much, damage that's really doing, because AB1, AB2 stats aren't anything. It's still a fun sound effect. So now we turn our attention to the bottom right corner, and we see our monk. Okay, that's not really our monk. We see our little wizard just handling business down there. Sometimes I don't pay attention to that when I'm running around all the time, but when I get to see it in video, I get to go, yeah, you see the reason. So there's that bottom right corner is saving you 20 seconds a wave, basically. And that's just going to make things a lot easier. Now, I actually thought my run was over. Like, I ran all the way up here going, oh, I'm done. Not realizing I had a whole nother wave to go. That's a pro gamer moment, I will say. Alright, so now we're on the last wave. We got 117 mobs left to go. And all of these waves have been pretty chill. This is definitely not how it used to feel when I originally started playing this map. I was like, good lord, this map is rough. I was like, what is happening here? But this build by Waterbee is solid, and the ogres just run because they're trying to get to the ogre, and since the physical beam isn't causing them any damage, they don't view it as a threat. It's just an obstacle that they're trying to get to, so they don't actually swing at it at all. That's the mechanics of physical beams, right? So look at all this yapping I've been doing, and we're already halfway through. You can see there's getting a log jam of ogres waiting to get to, waiting to get to our golem. But they're not going to make it. They're just going to keep running into each other, just trying to get there. But alas, they shall not. And my Adept will mana bomb them to death. We are almost done. And now I can actually really run up to my forge and see all the goodies that we got. The goal was to get a ++ Madness Boulder Thrower. My goal in all of this is to get a capping Madness Boulder Thrower. I want to get a 999 stat in AB1. That's what I want. Ideally, I'd like that Madness Boulder Thrower to also have hero health, damage, and casting, and actually AB2. I know I'm looking for unicorns, but that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for when I farm. It's just me. So let's go ahead and have a look-see at what we got. So, not what we wanted, but we are getting 8 Madness Boulder Throwers per run. We are definitely getting 8 accessories, and we're getting 4 shields. It's a good haul, and that's a little bit more than 12 minutes. Now, your times may vary. I've actually run this as fast as like 8 minutes and 53 seconds from a combat perspective. So, it all just depends on how quickly they die. But that is all I have for this video. Thanks for watching, and happy farming.